But aside from that, nothing really cold going on or anything like that. But how do things have you guys been? I know that you guys have, you have not seen me in quite a while. I'm just, doing things, I suppose. And maybe something to clarify in case people missed it. The things that I've been posting on Twitter, that's all me. As in, there's no one telling me to post certain things. There's no one influencing me to post certain things. All those things are just literally me. And for those that claim or believe that I'm doing or posting things in order to be more like someone else, or to like they have said or claimed me to be influenced or controlled. It's like, no, I'm just being myself and I never changed. So for the people who thought that I wasn't like this before, I've always been like this, in a sense of me speaking my mind. I find that it is always a very important thing to do, and that people should be allowed to speak their mind freely. And it is very questionable to those old friends, those people that have left me, basically. I left the community, therefore, who feel the need to cast everything aside when they realize that I don't perfectly align with what they hoped that I was going to be as a person. So they basically wanted me to be a certain way, and now that they realize that I'm not someone that will just change for the sake of pleasing someone's political views or interests, somehow they feel the need, like, oh, I don't feel safe in your community anymore. I'm going to leave now. So it's crazy that prior to all of that, everything that those old friends have been, that we went through, somehow that now is all cast aside like it meant nothing to them. So it's kind of bullshit how that happens, and how that is a standard in the VTuber community. And it is something that I just hate seeing. And that is the primary reason why I've been a bit down and a bit hopeless, because with more and more of this happening, I don't really know who to trust anymore. And I don't know who I can confide myself into, if that is the saying, if that is the word. That I don't really know who I can open myself up to. And for me, I've always said that I wanted to be open with everyone, but I get the feeling that maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't, purely because of the reason that people are very unpredictable, especially in the VTubing scene. It is very unpredictable. It is very insecure. And there's a lot of people who don't hesitate to use other people for their own gain. So for me, it has been a little bit of just some time that I've taken to reflect on some things that have happened to me in the past, but then also seeing it happen to other people. And it really sucks to see that this is now becoming more and more of a standard. And I don't want that. I don't want that to happen. And I definitely don't want that to happen to people that I know. And for me, that is just another thing to focus on, in sense of making sure that the kind-hearted people do not get fucked over as I have been. There are things that have happened to me before in a past drama, and people know what I'm talking about. In a past drama, in a community that I used to be part of, and I only see similar things happening in other communities or with other VTubers, and it pains me to see that happen. And for me to be speaking out against those horrid practices, somehow I am now being seen as as part of the bad guys, basically. And therefore decide to leave me. Purely because I am very vocal about the things that I say. I will always say things as they are without a filter. And I don't want people to have this idea that I will fold in their whatever political agenda, and therefore I will then, just do whatever they say or say the things that they want me to say. Because there have been people reaching out to me and forcing me to say things or to call them things that I do not agree on. And I feel like that is way more of a disrespectful thing to do. That they left me because I don't agree or comply with the things that they want me to comply to or to agree to. Imagine being in a world where people can still be friends and where people can still get along regardless of political opinions.
Pixel plus VT just subscribed.
Wouldn't that be a crazy thing to do? And I feel that it is very important for people to understand that that cannot be a thing. That cannot be allowed to happen. That cannot be a thing where people can just fuck over other people, affect them in such harmful ways and get away with it. It has been done to me as well, and I don't want to see it happen to anyone else. The things that I went through are things that have been a huge mental scar that I will never forget and that I will never, ever heal from. And it is something that I really don't want to wish upon anyone else, not even my worst enemies. And that's why I feel I have to be vocal about this. I have to let the people know that there are people out there who can speak up against these practices because it has been tolerated. Like, people have been tolerating toxic, manipulative behavior long enough. And these cultist mentalities, these cultist communities, basically, that they can do all sorts of horrid shit, but that their head figure or their Oshi can do whatever they want and get away with it. And that is exactly what I'm against. That's why I'm being vocal, because I've had that happen to me before. I've seen it happen to other people before, and I don't want to, and I will not allow it to happen to other people as well. So that's why I wanted to be very clear on this whole situation. I wanted to be very clear that anyone who decides to be friends with me purely for their own gain, anyone who decides to enter our community, be part of our community, purely for the sake, for their personal gain, for their own political agenda, for their own manipulative ways of swaying people in their favor, that is something that I will not allow. I don't want that to happen to anyone. And I will do everything that I can to protect my friends and the community from people who want to misuse you or to misuse our community and to basically corrupt our community with whatever they want to do for their own gains, whether it is political or just personal or whatever. And I just don't want that. I want to be able to protect all of you. And I want to be able to let people know, or to have people know, that the vast majority of communities out there that they see, that is not the standard. That should not be the standard. And that there are communities like ours where things can be different, where things can be right, where these mentalities, these cultist, manipulative mentalities do not fly here. And therefore, I want to make that very clear. And to the people that will or that have left me, it is up to you. It is up to you whether you want to leave us or not, but I will not stand for it. That you get the chance, or that you want to use this chance or opportunity to corrupt our community. I don't allow that whatsoever. I don't tolerate that whatsoever. And I will not sway in anyone's favor. I will not be some kind of a people pleaser. I will not regurgitate whatever people tell me to say or believe in. That has already happened to me before, where people were literally banning me from communities because I did not align with their political view, because I did not think exactly like them. And I will not allow that to happen again, ever. Not with me, not with my friends, not with our community, and not with anyone. And if people think that they can persuade me or influence me to be a certain way, whether it is from the left or the right, or whatever political view that you might have, it's not going to work. I'm just going to continue being me. That is what I'm going to do. No one's going to persuade or influence me whatsoever. And for people that tried, how dare you try to influence me just for the sake that you feel personally happy with yourself? It says way more about those people who try to influence me, that you cannot accept people as they are. But unlike them, I do accept people as they are. The problem is that those people that could not persuade me or that could not convert me to their side only see me as a friend when I align with them. And that's too bad for them, because I don't roll that way. People already tried it from years ago, with that whole drama thing that happened to me. People already tried, but I never swayed away from my own goals. I never drifted away from my own personal goals and what I promised to do as a streamer, what I wanted to achieve. And that's why it says way more about those who try to influence me than anything about me with the things that I say. Because what kind of person are you if you will only be friends with someone who thinks exactly like you? That means that you are a narcissistic piece of shit that absolutely does not deserve to have friends in the first place.